Personality Theory in Social Networks by VReaves. She sells seashells by the seashore. The significance of this classic tongue twister is that it originated out of a simple act of Mary Anning, born in 1799 in Dorset, England, and her brother's childhood effort to help with household finances by collecting shells and selling them to tourists. From that simple act bore her vocation, the discovery of fossils, the discovery of dinosaurs, and the birth of archaeology. The moral of the story is that one simple act could change the whole course of one's life. In this presentation, the individual will be described, along with the identification of Facebook as the social network utilized for profile review. The 5 domains of personality will be discussed, including a chosen domain. The 6 pillars of character defined here within signify the core ethical values. An observation of how the individual presents in the real world and from a social network perspective will be conducted, as well as a compare and contrast of the two. Triarchy theory, a complex method, will be applied to the individual with respect to its usefulness to this presentation. 2 source reviews will be utilized to support the material being presented. Lastly, an analysis will summarize the information provided in this presentation. Faye Nduper, age 45, is a married Caucasian fashion and entertainment industry personality. She appears to be well-groomed, educated, and of sound mind and body. She presents as being successful in her vocational pursuits on her social network profile. However, when she speaks openly about herself and her endeavors, she speaks of feelings of doubt in her ability to carry out her goals and feeling less than supported by friends, family, and industry connects. Her real-world personality seems to be in conflict with her Facebook personality. Some details have been modified to secure the individual's identity. There are 5 domains of personality: psychodynamic, behavioral, learning, trait and type, and humanistic. The domain that has been selected for the purpose of this presentation is trait and type. Trait and type involves establishing relationships and building character. For the purpose of this presentation, the working definition of character is features and traits that come together to establish the nature of a person. There are 6 core ethical values that one must master while interacting with others in order to attain good character. They are caring, citizenship, fairness, respect, responsibility, and trustworthiness. Character education is defined as the development in students of core ethical and performance values, such as caring, honesty, diligence, fairness, fortitude, responsibility, and respect for self and others. Faye exhibits the following characteristics in person. She's insecure, she's searching for knowledge, she's disorganized and scatterbrained, and as a multitasker, she has several unfinished projects, and sometimes she is successful while other times she is not. Her Facebook page presents her as having expert level experience as an event planner, promoter, and fashion designer. She is highly sought after by her colleagues and clientele for advice and services. She has a large number of Facebook friends and followers. She consistently receives accolades and praise from them. To compare and contrast, in the real world perspective, Faye has so much responsibility and lofty goals, she has feelings of being overwhelmed and unstable. She often experiences fluctuating success. But in the virtual perspective, Faye appears to be organized and well prepared. She has many connections to others in the industry. They seek to follow her, and she exhibits an expert level of success. In consideration of the 6 pillars of character, the character traits were rated 0 to 5, with 0 being poorly executed and 5 being well executed. The purple bars represent the real-world perspective, and the blue bars represent the virtual perspective. Faye scores high in caring on Facebook, 4.5 out of 5, as she is caring and helpful but receives a low score in the real world, 3 out of 5, because she is not very forgiving of her shortcomings. For citizenship, Faye scored 4.5 out of 5 on Facebook as she is focused on building the fashion and entertainment community. While Faye appears to be fair with others, scoring a 4 out of 5 in the virtual perspective, she presented as close-minded on matters related to herself, resulting in a 2 out of 5 in the real-world perspective. Both perspectives received a 4.5 out of 5 when it comes to respect, but Faye falls short again in the area of responsibility, with a score of 2 out of 5 for responsibility in the real world and 3 out of 5 in the virtual perspective. But ultimately, the largest gap in range appears in trustworthiness category, because although Faye has a good reputation in the virtual perspective, she appears not to be honest, scoring a 1 out of 5, while her real-world scenario seems honest and consistent in her representation of self, while being loyal to her cause and those she interacts with, scoring a 4 out of 5. The bar graph shows that there is obvious disparity between who Faye appears to be in the real world versus her virtual persona. The triarchic theory may help to explain some of the differences that are shown in the way Faye conducts herself in the 2 worlds, real and virtual. There are 3 levels of the triarchic theory. Level 1 involves traits and states, the 5 factors of personality, and a person's affect. Level 2 deals with personal action constructs and self-regulatory processes, one's goals, and self-efficacy. Level 3 is comprised of life story and self-narration, which prescribes meaningfulness and social transaction. The triarchic psychopathy measure rates areas of boldness, meanness, and disinhibition to determine one degree of antisocial behaviors. The triarchic model of psychopathy integrates several historical conceptualizations of psychopathy and balances the importance of the antisocial characteristics of disinhibition and aggression relative to more adaptive traits such as social potency and stress immunity. In one's desires to be accepted or to fit into a society, the individual may embellish on her current situation to create a more desirable scenario. Eventually, the two perspectives will have to face each other, and the individual will have to sort the fictitious from the true reality. When looking at the image to the left, what do you see? A vase or two ladies facing each other? In the end, is who an individual really is just a matter of perspective? Personality Theory in Social Networks by VReaves.